my name is Kitty, like a cat, and welcome to my Flosstube channel. Today we're going to talk about cross stitch. Nothing but cross stitch, top to bottom. I don't really have much to say up at the top. I think I'm just going to jump right in. So what we've got today, in my last video I mentioned that I was going to be starting my first Mirabilia project in March, and I did do that, and we're going to talk about Mirabilia for a little while. I'm going to show you my market picks, all my other whips that I worked on since my last video, and then a little more collection development after that. Okay, so the Mirabilia pattern that I started is the Sea Merchant's Wife. I really love this pattern. There are so many Mirabilias that I love, but I decided to pick this one because I got a piece of fabric in a club that really spoke to me and called for it. It just said that they were a great pair. But also I just love the colors. The colors go together so well, but honestly, sometimes, like, when you're just looking at them on the skein, it looks like this is a strange choice. But then all together, they're just so complimentary. I really like the segments of her tail and just all the different stories in her hair and her tail and her fins and everything. So I'm really excited to do this one. I'll be honest, a lot of the Miras that I have in my stash are fairies, but I am enjoying this mermaid so much. This will not be my last mermaid. So I said I'm enjoying it so much. Let me prove it to you. This is what I got done. So I started this a couple weeks ago, and I just can't put it down. I'm not going. I don't plan to put it down. I'll probably keep it on my Lowry. I stitch in hand a lot, but I usually keep something on my Lowry stand, so this will be that for the foreseeable future. Couple things. I mentioned last time that I wanted to bead and backstitch as I went. I just know that, like, waiting till the end sounds difficult to me because I kind of always know where I am, like, in a pattern, and I feel like if I've already gone through that section to do the full cross, I'm gonna get kind of lost and disoriented going back trying to find all the backstitch and stuff, and I think it'll just be easier for me. While I'm really familiar with that section, you know, I know what I'm looking at to do it then. And also I feel like if you were waiting for the beads and backstitch till the end, like, for me, not others, but for me, it would feel like I wouldn't be done with the section, but I'd like to be done with a section before I move on to a new section. And what I mean by section is, like, here, okay, oh, and then the second thing is I wasn't quite sure how, like, what kind of frame to use to support that, like the beads and stuff. And I have an acquaintance who reached out on Instagram and said she works on a lot of chatelaines, and chatelaine stitchers, a lot of times they start with a smaller, like, this is an 8x8. They a lot of chatelaines are kind of like squares that go out from the center. They'll start in the center with a smaller frame, and as they reach the borders, they size up their frame. And I thought that was a really good idea. That way I'm not reaching, like, if I put this on a big frame to start with, I'd be reaching over a lot of blank space to get to the area I was stitching, and that would be kind of annoying, I think. So this way I'm going to be kind of closer to the edge of the Q-snap, so I'm not reaching over a big stretched piece of fabric. So I have the 8x8. As you can tell, this is about as close as I like to stitch to the little PVC pipe thing. So I'll begin pretty close down here. I have some more fins out to the side. I'll do as much as I can, and then I'll be moving it to an 11x11. But what I mean by segments is, so I started in the middle since I'm doing the, like, start small, go out plan. And because my fabric is, like, it's a fat quarter at 28 count, so it's, like, just big enough. So I didn't want to mess up any of the margins. But so the middle is about like right here. And so that's I've gone to around here. And so to me, like that's a section, and then like this fin, that's another section. So like those are like, I don't know, logical stopping points, kind of a thing. So, I have started some beads. These are beads right here. I spoke about using a 28, even though Miras are charted for 32 count. And I'm really glad that I did use a 28 because I kind of mentioned some of the beads in this pattern are kind of chunky. These aren't even the biggest ones, and if I was on a 32, they would not have fit in this space. They kind of, some of the lines like barely fit enough. I know some people will take out one or two if they're not fitting, but I was able to fit them at this size, but some of them are kind of tight. So I am happy with it. I'm happy with the coverage. It's just 2 strands over 2 linen threads, and it's what I would expect for a 28 count, and I'm perfectly happy with it. I'm happy with a lot of different coverage levels. I have projects in all different levels of coverage, thread coverage. So I just like stitching. I just like cross stitch. I like all of it. And like if you've been watching for a while, you've seen a lot of my projects. You'll probably notice that I do work on a lot of different kinds of fabric. I just like it. I like cross stitch. I like it all. The only limitation is that I don't work on anything smaller than a 36 count. I don't do 40 or anything. I have glasses. I get migraines. It's just not. I can't do it. But Ada linen, even weave, different counts. I love it. 1 strand, 2 strands, stitch in hand, stitch on Q stab, Lowry frame, whatever. Okay. The other thing I wanted to show you is last time I mentioned that I had that my partner's mom last year, my birthday's in June, last year she gave me a generous gift card to 123 Stitch. I had held on to it a long time, not knowing what I wanted to do with it, and eventually I decided to get some the beads and Karen water lilies for a few Miras that I wanted to stitch. That is one of them. And I found in our moving boxes, I found the others. So this is one of my favorite Mirabilia designs. It's the Baker's Wife, which is very kind of clearly a Marie Antoinette inspired design. What year did this come out? I don't know. It's MD 166. Hold on. I don't know, at least several years ago, probably. Anyhow. Yes, I love the colors to this. I want to use a different color fabric, but I can't figure out what because of the colors that are in. Like I want her to pop off still, but I just want something a little that's just even more pastel-y than that. So as stated, I got the water lilies, beautiful. And I got the bead pack, which this one, okay, yeah. So one of the reasons I got this bead pack was that it had the Magnifica beads in it. And those are like hard to find or not possible to find. Like individually, but sometimes you can find them in bead packs. So yeah, I really wanted to go ahead and get that one because I love this pattern and I know I'm gonna stitch it. For sure. The next one I got is I got the chart and the water lilies. I didn't get the beads for this one yet. I think there's only like 2 or 3. There's not a lot of beads, so I just waited. I'll get them when I get the DMC, but this is Lilith of Labrador, and I think she's absolutely, I don't know if that's focusing, but I think she's so beautiful. and like kind of creepy. She seems like she's like more of like a siren, like the siren myths where they like lure sailors to their death, you know? um she seems like she's in cold water. I really like her. I got the water lilies for that too. Um like I think this is her skin. Very pale. I like how creepy she is. So so yeah, I didn't get the beads for that one. And then I don't have this one with me, but I went ahead and I got all the beads individually because I didn't have a bead pack. For Shakespeare's Fairies, which was the first Mira that I ever like fell in love with. I have the pattern. I wonder if there were any water lily. Maybe. Okay. I don't know. But I just got the beads for that. I mean, at this point I had already at this point I had spent the gift card and I was spending a little more of my own money because these aren't cheap materials, but now this is probably the lineup of like the next few Miras I will start. Shakespeare's Fairies probably maybe next, unless I'm just really obsessed with mermaids and I start Lilith. So yes, I'm gonna be doing Mira May. So as I said, Sea Merchant's Wife's gonna stay on my Lowry, so I'll probably stitch on it this in April, but in May I'm gonna focus again, and then I'm gonna bring out I have a Nork Orbit that I would like to get finished this year, so I'm gonna pull that one out as well in May, but that's in May, not in April. Honestly, I'm realizing I don't know what I'm doing in April. I don't have plans. Oh yes, I do. Hey, that brings us to our next segment. In April, I'm going to be starting some of the stuff I got at Market. So I wanted to, like, instead of just in collection development, I wanted to make a Market Picks section. So if you kind of don't, like, maybe you don't usually watch haul, but you want to see Market stuff. I don't know. I ordered from 2 different shops. I ordered from Lindy Stitches, which I always order from for years now. And I ordered from Just Keep Stitching Co., which is new this year, so it's my first time ordering Market from them. But truth be told, I've ordered Market from Steph before because I've ordered from Keepsakes in the past, and I know that Steph handled the mail orders, so I'm not a stranger to her wonderful packing mailing skills. But first time ordering from Just Keep Stitching Co. I'm going to show you the stuff I got from Lindy Stitches first. So Steph of Lindy Stitches usually send you a little sticker for Market. I also got the blue flower freebie. She's stuck in there. Oh, I got 2 stickers. This year is my first year ordering linen at Market. I have a linen subscription, and I usually buy a few cuts when I go to my LNS. So I have like a big selection. Usually, I mean, the colors are pretty, but like I have so many, and you know. But there were 2 that just really caught my eye first. This is Fiber on a Whim. They both are Fiber on a Whim. This is a 32 count Dirty Snow. Oh, that's showing perfect too. I love a cool toned greenish, like white. Like, it's hard to find. I feel like this tone of fabric are usually warm, and I really like sort of a greenish color. So I love this. Oh yeah, I love this. And you know, I'll look. I might start one of my Market things on this. Who knows? We'll find out. The other one is Gothic Mauve, and it's a 36. This one's a 36. Sorry, I'm trying to open it. Um, oh my goodness. Okay, I feel like if you see my surroundings, the reason I got this will make sense. It also reminds me, we painted our bedroom. The paint color was called Gothic Purple, and it's pretty similar to this. Um, so our new bedroom, and so I don't know, it just kind of reminded me of this year, and I thought it was so beautiful. So like those two really stood out to me. First time I ever ordered linen, because I don't know, I feel like linen is it's kind of like it sells out really fast when shops put it up for market pre-orders, and I don't like being like stressed out about making sure I'm like on the website or whatever. But I just happened to be checking and those were in stock, so I got those. Um the one other non-pattern item I got, everything else I got is patterns, was, and you know, it I can't remember the design company, but a designer reproduced this charm in pewter, and I got it to wear as a pendant necklace, which I mean I think is how they kind of advertised it. But it's like an antique charm, and I mean it's tiny, so hold on, that's better. It's a little hand, and I just love it so much. So I'm gonna put that on a chain and I'll wear it as a necklace. I might put it with this is a little teapot that I already have, and I could put them together. I think that'd be cute. But anyhow, that was kind of random, but I'm obsessed with it. Everything else is patterns. So, I sort of themed, well, Lindy Stitches and Just Keep Stitching Co. They like cater to their clients, like to their, what's the word? I don't know, customers. There we go. And I think they do have like different customer vibes, and I am both. So there were some patterns that like one had and the other didn't that I wanted, and then also I kind of just like went by vibe. I kind of separated my pattern selections by vibe. So the first batch is from Lindy Stitches, and I think you'll kind of see what I mean by vibe. um but also this market, I was like, I don't need anything, like I'm probably not going to get anything, and then like the designs just kept coming out that were like so perfectly like different categories of things I've been looking for and wanting to stitch, and that's why I'm going to spend April starting things, because I know I want to stitch these. Like sometimes if a designer you love comes out with something, you might like buy it for collection purposes, but truthfully these are like, I'm stitching them. This first one is from a designer I've never stitched before, Luhu Stitches. It's a Flock of Sunshine. And this one, it caught my eye the first time I saw it, and I couldn't stop thinking about it. Like, it just looks so fun to stitch. Um, I like stitching big solid chunks. These colors are just so fun. Um, I love that sun. And then also, oh, on the back, look at our kitty. Okay. So that's first. The next one is from Teresa Vanette, Kitten Stitcher. Shakespeare's Peddler is the design company. But it's a funny little sampler, and I just love it. I think it is funny. It's, let's see how little it actually is. Oh, it's 152 by 94, so it is. I mean, it is a little sampler. I love once again, I love the colors. It's stitched in DMC, love that. So is the other one, the Luhu Stitches one. I love the tree and the birds and the little sun star flowers. And there's a little sheep. There's a sheep. Yeah, so I'm very excited about that one. Quaint Rose Needle Arts, a reproduction, 1910 bird and pear. I want to do this one first. I like the birds, I do, but I like these weird fruits even more. And then I have This isn't the only Kathy Barrick I got, but this is the only one I got from Lindy Stitches. Dot the Bird also looks very fun to stitch to me. Just really enjoyable. And then two that are just beautiful. I love the colors as always. Jet X Stitch. This is Pansy Picnic. And then Trillium Forest, which I want to start soon. It's beautiful. Her choice of color is just always something I enjoy seeing. So very excited for all of those. From Just Keep Stitchin' Co. I got the Market Cookbook. I always get this, so at this point I've got a collection of them. Do I stitch out of them? Do I cook out of them? Admittedly, not really. But I love reading the recipes. Like, I'll spend time reading about the stories behind the recipes and looking at the designs and stuff, and that's enjoyable to me. So I always get that. And then I got from October House Fiber Arts, I got Vintage Stitchy Spot, which I'm really excited about because I have like I now have like my own chair and a little stitchy spot on the other side of the room now that we have a living room big enough or something like that. And so yeah, so I'm really excited about that, and I want to stitch this and put it up next to it. I got Chonky Forest Kitty from the Artsy Housewife. I love the kitty, and that border looks really enjoyable to stitch. I just really want to stitch it. Also got Tudor Falcon from the Blue Flower. I love birds of prey, so whenever I see a falcon, a hawk, or a vulture, I usually pick it up. Spring Rain from Teresa Kogut. I really liked, this one doesn't have a, it's just the booklet's shiny. But I really like this because it looks kind of sad. I do not think it was intended to look kind of sad. Even in her video, I think Teresa was talking about how it's brighter in person, like the colors are. But I like how it looks a little bit like, well, that bunny looks sad. Look at his eye. I don't know. I love his little pants and his shoes. That's ridiculous. I love that. Anyway, yeah. I don't know, springtime patterns are usually so cheerful, and that one just looked a little morose, and I was into it. The other Kathy Barrick I got was, we're almost done, it was Mystic Moon. There's two options on this one. I like the one with the houses, but I'm not sure which one I'll stitch. I just really like that moon, like how detailed it is. And then last, I got Anne with an E from Teresa Kogut. I'm going to pick a different quote from the book. I'm going to go through the ones I marked. I read this book last year, funnily enough, for the first time, because I wasn't allowed to read it when I was a kid. And I always wanted to. And I loved it. I mean, I was laughing, I was crying. I completely understand why it's such a classic and why it captures the hearts of so many. So yeah, there were so many funny quotes from Anne that I highlighted as I was going through, so I'm going to pick one of those to kind of put on this pattern, and I might put it like under her feet instead of around her. We'll see. All right, so now that I have a really good mess around, I'm gonna clean this up. I'll be back. All right. It's all cleaned up. We're gonna do whips. I hope you're not averse to zippers. I'm sorry. Okay. The first one that I pulled out, this was a pre-existing whip. My whips are gonna be mixed in with starts. I think they're just gonna be together. This is, oh, what's it called? Oh, Spring Cleanup. And I do not have a color printer So this is all I've got, but it's by Mama Witch X Stitch, and it was a freebie on our Facebook group. I think the Facebook group. I don't know if it's still up. I downloaded it several years ago. But I'm stitching it on the 30 count Crunchy October by the Primitive Hair. Oh, I'm gonna put something behind it. There we go. And I have a hanging thread because I almost finished getting around the little gourd. Is it a turnip? Is it a golden turnip? Probably. That feels right. I thought I could finish this month, and then I got wrapped up in the Mirabilia. So next year I think this will be a finish. It's not a big pattern. The inside, you know, is kind of airy. I think there's a possum in it doing some sweeping. I have the floss. Yeah. I love that fabric. And I think it was the perfect fabric for this. I kind of plan on framing it maybe with a lot of the fabric showing, I think, just because it's just so darn pretty. Oh yes. The next one, this was a whip that I started in my year of start. Oh, so was that. These are both last year starts. When I started, I think at least 2 projects a month, which is more than I usually do. I know that's not crazy for some people actually, but so this is Big Folk Flower. Yeah, sorry about this. Oh, okay, that's decent. It's by Teresa Kogut from Teresa Kogut. It was a Kitten Stitcher exclusive. I don't know the status of it now. This was 2023, so no idea. But that's where I got it, from Kitten Stitcher. And this is where I am. I am really excited about this. I think it's really pretty. I worked on the flower. I had already done the bird and those medallions, the penny border. So yeah, I worked on the flower. So obviously I didn't do a lot. Again, pretty focused on the mermaid, but I had pulled this out a few days before I started the Mira. So I managed to get some stuff done before getting distracted. And I had a really good time, so I don't think this last time I'm going to pull that out this year. It's kind of a lot of stitching. Like the design, it's kind of a lot of stitching. I'm doing, it's a 32 count dirty linen Zweigart. 32 count dirty by Zweigart. And I'm doing two strands, except the birds I'm doing 3 strands of 310 so that they're really dark. Any other place 310 shows up, 2 strands. I think I'll probably pull that out in the fall or something because it kind of gives me fall. I think that's another reason I didn't stitch on it super long. But I was looking for something that I could stitch on a Q-snap. I have a lot of in-hand stitching, but I was having some wrist pain, and so I was wanting to do something where I didn't have to hold the project. And so that was good. Now I have the Mira, which will take me a while. But then I started, at some point, I started from Little Robin Designs, this fragments from a sampler. So a few years ago, 2024, copyrights on the back, Little Robin put out a huge sampler. Is a reproduction, and these 2 motifs are in like I think like there's a bottom and top corner one, and the designer had the foresight. Oh, here's part of it back here. Like this is part of the sampler, the whole thing. The designer had the foresight that some people might just want to stitch these 2 creatures, and I am some people. This is just this funniest looking cat, and then this griffin, that is a very, I just love the colors and it's just kind of interesting. So I picked out a piece of fabric where, sorry, I just saw the start that I have. I picked out a piece of fabric where I will be able to put them both like one over the other one, and I think I'm gonna stitch like a border around each one and then frame it like that, so that they stay together, because I kind of think they also like don't really go together, and that's kind of why they're interesting. But yeah, this is my start. But this is, I think, did I keep it? What fabric is this? I think it's, I'm gonna be wrong. I have the tag. Okay, we found the tag. Sand from Fiber on a Whim. I was gonna be wrong, so I'm glad I found that. It's a 36 count, so I'm stitching with one strand. I have these are the threads I'm using. These are not necessarily the threads that are called for. For one, I looked at the DMC conversion. I didn't really want to do a lot of over dyes, but I have one over dye that I picked for the red, which is not the over dye that's called for the red. So I was at my LNS and I picked the colors that I felt looked the most like how I wanted it to look. I've talked about this. Sometimes I have an idea of what the model looks like in my head. It's not exactly what the model looks like, but it's like what I want it to look like, and that's what I was going for. So I think this red is beautiful, and eventually this will be a beautiful griffin. I like this fabric a lot. Okay. That was kind of a random start. I didn't have it planned. I don't know. I wanted to start something. Make sure I don't lose the tag. Put it back with it. Okay. One more whip. This was a Year of Starts whip. Honestly, at this point, like if you look at my whip list, I think 2/3 or more of my whips are from my Year of Starts last year. So most of them, yeah, I mean, statistically, most of them are from my Year of Starts. This project is in a So Much to Love bag. I got this one from her website. I have a few from a club that she used to do, but this one I bought like just from her site, and I love it so much. I just love these fall colors, and there's like X's for cross stitches, and then obviously like these hearts look like quilting. Yeah, I think it's beautiful. This is Miss Elizabeth Perkins from Kathy Barrick. Yes. And I think also, they just, I don't know. There's something about this bag and this project. They go together. Here's a closer, her skirt. I like her skirt. I have not gotten to her skirt. When I started this last November, which was kind of during my hiatus from Flosstube, but you didn't miss much because all I did was I got like half her hair, like this half of her hair right here done when I started it, which is what a lot of my starts from that year look like. But now, this is what she looks like. Oh, I haven't pulled her out in a few weeks, and I'm really happy about this. So, there you can see her hat detail. Yeah, I really like her. I love her freaky eyes. She doesn't have eyebrows. She will have eyebrows. I haven't put them in yet. So when I got this out, I wanted to finish her hair. And then when I finished her hair, I was like, well, I should do her hat. And while I was doing her hat, I did the little flower on her hat. And then it snowballed from there. I got obsessed with this one. I really, really, really enjoyed it. This is a 36 count Be Stitch Me coconut shell is the fabric. I'm stitching this in the DMC, which is what's called for. It's not needlepoint, it's not MPS. Or MPI. Yeah. is it needlepoint silks? I don't know. It's not NPIs, which a lot of Kathy Barracks are. But even so, I'm pulling out these DMC, which is what the model's supposed to be stitched in, and then they don't look like the model. Well, I mean, and now they don't look like that either. And so I'm just out of the threads I already have. I'm picking whatever color I want for different sections. So I just got kind of tired of trying to figure out, like, go to my stash and find one that actually looked like the model or whatever. Like, I got tired of it. So I'm just picking what I think will look good in those sections. The one thing I did actually, 2 colors I pulled a completely different color of. The color of her, like, neck and her blush, the color called for is such a low contrast difference between her face, you could not tell at all. And then the color for her nose, lips, and like chin shadow, like around her face, was like mustard yellow, and she had like a yellow mouth, and it looked weird to me. So I picked those from stash. The rest of them, I'm just like, it's just her dress. Like, it's just dress colors. It doesn't need to be like make sense, I guess. Like the yellow mouth just wasn't doing it for me. So it was like this color. Anyway, I don't know what happened there, but I mean, one could say dye lots, but I don't think this pattern's old enough for a DMC dye lot to have gone that rogue, but who knows. That's all my whips. Wasn't a ton this month. As I said, that Mira really took off with it. And I plan to do more of that. But I'm just gonna wrap up with a little bit of collection development. And I mean that quite literally, because Carriage House samplings sold. Okay, so I don't need to explain the family dynasty. Designer for Carriage House is Kathy Barrick's sister. Kathy Barrick is Liz Matthews' mom. So, and sometimes Kathy Barrick designed for Carriage House, and sometimes they design together. But she decided to stop printing her own patterns, distributing them, and so she sold the rights to distribute the patterns to Liz Matthews, her niece. And that means that I think a lot of these will go to PDF only. She has a huge backlog of patterns. I think a lot of them are going to go to PDF only, and I suspect the prices are going to go up. So I went ahead and bought all the ones that I wanted. Unfortunately, I can't show you all of them today because we have one of those like mailbox situations where your actual mailbox is just like a letter box, and then they put a key to a parcel box, and the parcel box won't open. So I have another set that I'll show you next time when we release them from their prison. But these I got from Kitten Stitcher. The reason I ordered from her is that she's the only place I could find this one in stock, and this is like my number one that I had been meaning to buy for years from Carriage House, is Pumpkin Farm. And it's the Sideways House that does it for me. It's the Sideways House. And all these critters that are just strange. And the like black house, I like the fact that house is black, because you don't see a lot of that. But yeah, it's the kind of like, I don't know, rudimentary like country map drawing Sideways House thing. I like it a lot. While I was there, I bought a couple others. I got Scarlet Berries, which, I want to start this. This looks fun to stitch. Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah. King's for Sampler. This is another one that I like put in a shopping cart a million different times. I think it's cute, and it looks fun to stitch. I'm kind of really focusing on that element of patterns when I buy nowadays, because I have a lot of patterns that I think are beautiful, like the end result. And now that I've been stitching for so many years, I realized that like I wouldn't enjoy stitching them. And so I'm trying to like them on two levels. Like, I think the design looks pretty, so I would want it in my home, but also I'm gonna have fun doing it because that's why I do this. I don't need any more home decor. I have so much. I do this because I like the stitching, and so I have to need to want. Whoa, what was that sentence? I have to want to stitch it. um, this is the last one that I have to show you. It's Worthy Brown. It's this big weird bird. That's a big weird bird, and I like it. And a funny little kitty cat animal creature. I love funny creatures. I think you guys know that. Okay. That's all I have. I don't know how long this video is because I accidentally started a new one. So the running time is not correct. But I kind of feel like this was short. That's okay. Nora Corbett got in my brain. It took all of my stitching time. Let's look at this one more time. Isn't that beautiful? Yeah. Well, that's all I've got. So thank you so much for watching. If you got anything from Market, feel free to let me know in the comments, especially if you ended up picking any of the same patterns as I did. I would love to know that. So, bye.